What's going on, guys? I know it's been a while since I made a video, but we were supposed to hit the track last week and we got rained out. So we got the track tomorrow now, and I just want to do a couple last minute checks on the car. It's been running really well, except for the other day. I went wide open and it was really rich and definitely slow, definitely down on power. So if you haven't seen the previous video, the solution to this was, it was basically exhaust rubbing on the body. Actually the O2 extender was rubbing on the heat shield, and that was causing ghost knock. So when we bashed that flat, it solved all of our issues. So I got into the car thinking maybe something got loose, or just to take a look. And at first I thought it was the driver's side because it had a shiny spot, but I think I'm actually an idiot, and I probably gave it a couple bashes the first time that I was under the car, just for good measure. So anyways, I took the heat shields off this time completely, and at first the car ran good, but I could tell that the idle was off. There's something wrong with it, and got under the hood, and 5 out of 8 coil packs were really loose. One was like straight up dangling out of the car. And I'm actually amazed that it was running at all. But yeah, I put them all back in, and the car runs perfectly now. Did the air idle relearned. So she's good to go. I believe that was just from a really bad pothole. We are going to check them when we get out to Mission, but I have a feeling that was just a once-off kind of thing. But we'll keep an eye on that in the future. But today, we are going to probably put about 5 or 6 liters of E85 in this thing, and then go out to a new spot. I went and checked the spot out before. It's kind of a like hooning spot. You can tell there's some kids who've been doing burnouts and donuts there, but it's a nice open spot and no driveways or anything that's dangerous. So we're not going to do any full licks today, just probably a 60-foot and maybe a couple 1-2 gear pulls to see where the air fuel's at. I don't really feel like doing 8th mile hits in the daytime out there. It's not exactly the safest place, but anyways, we're gonna go do that and see where the car is at, and then yeah, tomorrow we'll head out nice and early, get out to Mission, because it is our opener. So this is the first street legal event of the season, and it's already been pushed back 1 week, so it is gonna be busy. So we want to get out there nice and early, get the car ready to go, and make a hit and see where it's at, because we did 1 8th mile hit since then. I'll put the video in here now.
Yeah, it should be good.
But yeah, basically it ran a 9:18 to the 8th, and that is, it's not the slowest it's been, it's not the fastest, but it's telling me that the power issue is most likely gone. But I'm not sure when those coil packs got loose, and honestly the idle hasn't been great for a little bit, so I do want to test that as well. We'll see how the road conditions are today, but I'm excited, boys. This thing should do a 14.0, maybe 13.99 if we're real lucky. But yeah, we're gonna get the air fuel to around 13 to 1. I think that's a nice, safe, relatively lean spot. You can tell the car likes it too. The ethanol will give us a little bit more cushion as well for octane, because our gas isn't the greatest. But yeah, let's get to it, boys. If we could see the wideband, let's turn that down a little bit. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we want to see the wideband. I don't know if that'll show up or not, but get some heat in the engine. Car feels nice and smooth. So we're gonna go out to this new spot. Crazy what a difference it makes right away. Forgot how much fun this thing is, man. Everything works. I should clear those codes actually, see if it comes back. Not too worried about it. Slip lights haven't come back. That was another thing that threw me off, is when I got under the car to take the heat shields out, I also unscrewed the wheel speed sensors, and they were both covered in rust and dirt and shit. So I cleaned them both off, but our slip light came right back, like instantly, whereas usually it would take a while. It would take like a good 15-20 minutes. Sometimes it didn't even come back on a drive, but this time it was instantaneous. Before I even drove, really, it would light up as soon as the car was on. So something was off. It's weird how those two codes are kind of like intertwined. You wouldn't think that primary ignition circuit fault would cause any issue with the wheel speed sensor, but welcome to the Q45 life. Nothing makes sense here. I'm not gonna go too fast, but I definitely want to give it a 1-2 gear, see where it's at. Because it richens up on the top end, right? So if it's 13.0 all the way through to about 5,000, that's fine. If it goes to 12.6, you know, at redline, I'm okay with that, that's fine. Another thing that I noticed is the way the transmission behaves. When this thing has any sort of ignition issue or timing pull, man, the transmission is like, it's just night and day. You would honestly think that this is like a refreshed transmission. Like, it feels brand new. When everything works, this thing shifts incredibly smooth. Even with a shift kit, it feels fantastic. But as soon as there's some sort of issue, man, it's very notchy, very like borderline slam shift at low RPM. It's not fun. Couldn't tell you what the reasoning is, but yeah, tipping, everything feels great. That's usually right where the I would get issues, is like as it's going from closed loop to open loop, you feel kind of like a little hesitation, and then the second you look down at the wideband, it's 10.0, 10.2, not good. Closed loop seems to be fine now, so we'll wait till there's a little open spot here and give it the beans. Yeah, the 4.5 is just unbelievable. It's hard to even tell if it's shifted or not. Lockup seems to be about the same. You know, a lot of the shift kits mention fixing lockup shutter. I've always had it. You can always feel it. Sometimes it's, you know, it's a tiny little bump. Sometimes it's a pretty significant bump. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. If the U-joint survived the slam shifts that, you know, when it was having the full timing issue, then it'll survive anything. Knock on wood. Yeah, it feels good. I'm guessing the season opener is going to be super busy. I mean, it already got pushed back 1 week, so anyone who's been waiting to race is just chomping at the bit. Should be fun though. Look at this thing. Getting behind this guy. This thing looks fun. There's been a bunch of drift events at our racetrack. I think for the first week, there was like 2 or 3 events, and they all got canceled because of the rain, so everyone with a fun car is coming out. Let's take a look at this thing. This thing is wild. All the front camber. Just gonna do a quick little blast just to warm up the tires. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. Let me just run that back. Okay. So maybe just didn't like the hit. I saw 13 briefly. We're gonna do it again. So I don't know what that is. That must be something steering. so yeah, as I mentioned before, this is the route for all the Amazon trucks. So, but yeah, as you can tell, there's definitely been some shenanigans here. Lots of snakes, lots of burnout marks, but I just put in probably another 3 or 4 liters of E85, and just gonna wait for these guys to go past, and then we'll see where it's at. Because yeah, it was 13.0 for a second, and it would quickly jump down to about 12.5, 12.4. And on the very first hit, it actually went down to around 11.8. So I wonder if it just didn't like something there. But anyways, we'll do it again, see where it's at. Yeah, let's just drive around a little bit, mix up this fuel, and then we'll see where it's at. The old slosheroo. Little baby one here, just kind of warm it up, see where we're at. Yeah, that felt good. 12.7. So with E85, it's interesting because it expends less energy, it's you actually feel a lot less power at like the low coasting stuff. Like it takes more pedal to get going, but once you're at wide open throttle, it's yeah, night and day. Okay, here we go. Yeah, if we floor it, if we don't roll into it, yeah, it blows the tires off, obviously. No burnout. Yeah, they didn't even notice. Perfect. Yeah, no, you can't build it up at all on the street. One more little baby here just to see where we're at here. Okay, so it's 13.0 for a second, and then it quickly comes down to about 12.5, 12.6, which is pretty good. That's not bad. I'll probably leave it there.
A few moments later.
So yeah, I just did a quick pull. I forgot to turn the camera on. But yeah, it's around 12.4. Kind of goes up and down between 12.4, 12.6. So actually I'm going to put a bit more E85. Because if it was pulling timing from lean pops, then it would be much richer than that. So I think I just didn't put enough in. Do a little second gear here. I got to about 90 miles an hour pretty quick, so felt pretty good. Yeah, it floats around 12.4. I did dip down to 11 on a shift, and then quickly back up. So I'm not 100% sure with that. I am using Shell 93 as a base, and so basically how it works is Shell 93 is 7% ethanol, and then 94 Chevron is 0% ethanol. And the 93 edges out the 94, but what I like to do is use 94 as a base and then use more E85, and that way I can get to around 12-15% ethanol, which is still pretty safe for the car, but it's much higher octane. So it's not my ideal fuel choice. We can't use as much E85. You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, that felt good. We are gonna do it again though with more ethanol. Okay, so I just took it to Canadian Tire, and we are going to pretty much put the rest of this in there. I want to see like a consistent 12.6, 12.7, and then we'll let it. I'm not going to go back out to that spot. I'm just going to do a quick little blast on a Canadian Tire. If the fueling's fine, then I'm just going to call it there. No point in beating on it. Okay, put a little of the secret sauce in there. Time to go see what this thing does. Okay, man. Well, it's got everything in it now. So if it's too much, we're gonna have to put a little gas in, and you know, that's just the way she goes, right? I'd rather have it at a good air fuel with a little extra fuel in the tank than vice versa. So let's go see what it does. Just gonna do a quick little mix up, and then we're gonna do a blast behind Canadian Tire. I really don't need much space. As long as I can just get it into second and have it wide open, it'll tell me all I need to know. But if I see 14 flash, we're getting gas. Yeah, closed loop, still struggling, 17.0. Let it get used to it. Okay, here we go, 15, 14.7, yeah, we're good. Okay, boys, here we go. Okay, so tip-in was 13.7. That's pretty lean, man, but it gets down to around 12.8, 12.9, which is kind of where I wanted it. I think that's the magic ticket right there. Hold 13 and then slowly goes back down into the 12s. But I think that's gonna have to do it for today, boys. I might try and record another hit. I'm gonna take the girlfriend out for a dinner and a movie, since I'm gonna abandon her all day tomorrow. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna do some more testing. I do want a nice like 2-gear sustained pull and just see where the air feels at. But yeah, that should do it for today, boys.